5 rules that all endurance athletes should look to follow. Number 1, make sure you have a good breakfast. Now what we mean by that is make sure your breakfast is fit to fuel what you want to get out of your sessions, out of your training and out of your hard work. So that is making sure you have some carbs in there to help fuel your sessions, to help make sure you have good glycogen stores in the muscles so you're not going to be breaking down the wrong tissues. Get some protein in there to help recovery, and get some fats in there also to help recovery, to help your fuel function, your hormonal function and everything like that. If you are working out first thing in the morning and you don't want to take 2 hours for your breakfast to settle, then have a good bowl of carbs the night time before you go to bed. Something like oats with protein and a banana, something like that is going to help fuel you so you can get up, get straight into your session, and when you come back, make sure you replenish with a good source of carbohydrates to aid your recovery again. Number 2, make sure you practice what you eat and when you eat. What we mean by that is that if you are having a race that starts at 7 o'clock in the morning, that you get up, have your pre-race breakfast, try it before a longer session. Okay, you're not going to be able to look into how you're going to feel on that day with the nerves and the adrenaline, but it's going to help you knowing when you're timing your food. You're not going to be stressed out as much with that. And also practice. Do you need all your carbs before a session? Do you need your carbs after a session? Are you better to spread them throughout the day? Try different things, and if it's worth it, obviously make sure everything in there is for a reason. Okay? Sounds like I went a bit off track there, but everything you put in there is for a reason. So know the reason it's in there, and if it doesn't serve your purpose of performing for your endurance event, it's not supposed to be in there. So don't rely on having loads of junk food. Don't rely on having loads of processed food. Make sure everything is in there for a purpose. Number 3, monitor your intake. Now what we mean by that is monitor what food you're taking in and potentially look at the rough amount of calories you are burning. So if your goal is to lose weight, monitor your food for 7 days and your weight at the start and the end of it. If you've dropped weight, cool, you're in a deficit. If you've put on weight, you're actually eating more calories than you need. If you stayed the same, you're eating roughly the same amount of calories as you need. Now, the reason we need you to monitor it is because it is like knowing a football match had 6 goals, but was it 5-1 or was it 3-3? You're never going to know until you actually know how it was monitored and the result. So, monitor it. You can't change anything unless you know what you're actually delivering to your body in the first place. Number 4, make sure you're hydrated. So one way you can test that is by, say you're doing an hour session on the turbo, the climate is kind of regulated because you're in the garage, and you weigh yourself beforehand, you just had a pee, and then you measure your weight that you're drinking during the session, weigh yourself after the session, and obviously add what you've drunk to it. The difference is going to be roughly what your sweat rate will be per hour if that's what the session was. Now you're going to look to replenish around that amount every hour of training. Okay, it's going to differ a little bit if your climate changes, especially going from winter to summer. If you are going over to Kona, for example, then you want to have a couple of weeks just to acclimatise and get used to how much hydration you need to take on board during the race. Number 5, and this is a massive thing which I tell all my athletes, is stay healthy with your food. Try in order to keep a healthy relationship with food. Because you're an athlete. Regardless of whether you work a 9 to 5, you are doing something that a lot of people wouldn't even think about doing. Whether that is running a marathon, doing Olympic distance triathlon, or an iron distance, you are doing something that 90% of the population won't even bother thinking about. It can get quite obsessive. So try and maintain this relationship with food where you can enjoy yourself, you don't feel guilty, but you stick roughly to a plan of around, like what I say to my clients is, if I give you a plan and you follow it 80-90%, you're going to get results. Okay, if you follow it 100%, you're going to get results quicker, but you're not going to be able to enjoy life as well. Okay, so just look and be mindful of keeping a healthy relationship with your food. Get on the mailing list, you get loads of tips in there, some videos as well. Also jump into the Facebook group, athleteupgradecoach.com. Messed my words up there, didn't I? athleteupgradecoach.com. And I'll be able to answer questions in there, film some more videos, and invite your friends as long as they are going to get value from being in that group. Take care.